What is up, everybody? Welcome to Let's Talk About It. Welcome to the Crazy House. We have a great episode ahead of us tonight, and I don't really want to lag around. I want to go ahead and jump right into this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to roll the intro credits, and you're going to notice tonight we have a different intro. So let's get to it. I feel like I need glow sticks. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my partner in crime. We call him the Slab God, but I don't know. After tonight, we may not be able to call him that anymore. We may have a Slab Goddess. Mr. Remy Q Studios, how's it going?
I'll tell you what. I didn't know we were doing a 24-hour rave. I didn't know this took me back to 1999. Look, I've got the big pants, orange everything. We'll get this going on right. You need a map to figure out where we're located. It's in a warehouse, abandoned, in the middle of nowhere. Yes, this is fantastic. Great intro, by the way. Hey, yeah. And that footage of you holding the thing up, there was only like 2 videos of you that actually had the camera way up above you like that. So it's like a hidden clip. If you can find that, you get a special prize. If somebody in the chat can find that, you get a prize.
I have to thank C-List E-Man for that. He is the one that put that intro together for me, and I am so down with that intro. But all that aside, how are you doing tonight, Remy? How you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing fantastic. It was a hot day out. I feel good. I'm glad to be back in the wonderful home that I live in with my piano. You know, it's no big deal. It's good to get out of the heat. So that's what I'm happy about.
I'm still waiting on you to play it, man. I'm still waiting on you to play it
pretty soon. I might actually, as hot as it was today, I know it's going to cool down. I'll probably light up the grand fireplace that I have behind me, and then I'll start playing that piano. It's no big deal.
Gotcha. Well, look, I don't want to waste any time tonight because we've got a really big guest on the show. I think this has been about a month or 2 in the making, and I'm excited, really excited to have our guest. So we're going to go ahead and bring her on. We have with us tonight none other than NerdyGirlComics. Danielle, how you doing tonight?
I love that intro, by the way. That was so cute.
That music got me.
And like rave style too, and I'm like, rave style, rave.
Well, and it's nice too because it had a little build up. I mean, it started out where I was like, all right, it's your standard intro, and then boom, it really kicked in the rave. So.
Yeah.
Well, It was pretty dope. Like, I got it and I sent it to my wife and I was like, "What do you think about this?" And she was like, "I'm in it. It's great." I was like, "Okay."
I'm with
it. So let's go ahead and look and see who's in the chat tonight and say our hellos, and then we'll get into the show. We have Mr. Adrian Panda Awesome 316. How's it going?
Oh shoot, I'm late.
Hey.
No, keep going. Panda Awesome. Panda Pack.
Oh, you're doing your sticker drop, yeah. We have Burke Family 54 Comics. What's up, Papa Burke? Did we lose our guest? I feel like we lost our guest. Oh no, she's back.
Okay, I was gonna say
I'm sorry. This is my first time streaming from an iPad, and I'm trying to see the comments from my phone. Lesson learned: don't stream from my iPad. I'm sorry, guys. So I can't see any of the comments. So if you can tell me what some of them say.
All right. The pack was that powerful. I'm sorry. I dropped it and she dropped out. I was like, I won't do that anymore.
Coming in hot.
So we have Papa Burke with us. We also have Mr. DJ Links. DJ, how's it going tonight?
DJ Links.
He says, "I'm a good boy." Let's see here. Got to scroll down. We've got Jean Roy. I'm so sorry, McCarran. I think that is correct. We're gonna put her name up.
I would have said that correctly, but
Gene
because
Roy
it's
McCarran.
Chris's channel, I'm going to let him botch it. So
Yeah, that's okay. I'll botch. We'll call this Botchamania. We have Las Cruces 1971 in the house.
what's up, brother?
New Mexico. And then my wife's watching. Hey, wife, I love you. Thank you for letting me do this. Break away for a little bit.
Hey.
We have Shop for Comics. Good evening. We have Rock City Comics in the house.
What's up, Rock
Good
City?
evening.
Hey, Rock City is in Rochester?
That's a good question. Rock City is in Rochester.
Yes.
That's my hometown, Rochester, New York. I'm just curious.
We have Digger Jim. Today I got a box from Digger Jim in the mail. You'll be seeing more of that come soon. We've got Jonathan Michael in the house. Oh, and she says close enough. We have Mr. Austin LeMay in the house. Great artist. Austin over Peach. We have Tyler from Shattered Glass Comic Reviews, aka Whack Comics.
Tyler sucks.
And I think that's about it right now. So,
All right.
we're about halfway through the week. This is our midweek point. I know that most of the time getting through the week is probably one of the toughest things, but we know that we're about to head down the backside of the hill towards the weekend. So, have you all had a good week so far?
Yeah. Keeping it moving.
Jeremy looks like he's had a good week, taking a big
Right.
shot out of his bottle.
Yes.
He's had a week. and
Much
he's
better.
coming into hump day hot.
Ooh, much better. Were you
Oh,
able to pick
man.
up any books this week, Chris?
Oh yeah, before we start, this is usually the part of the show where we do, if you've gotten anything new in that you want to show. Now, Danielle, I know you do.
Oh, you didn't even give me a heads up.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we don't care if you show what you have. We know what you have. You don't need to show
But
anything
I got
else.
stuff this week. I got mail calls.
Well, if you wanna, if you'd like to grab something and show it, that's totally
Yeah,
fine. We'll give you that opportunity.
We
No,
usually
you
don't
guys
pressure
sure.
folks if it's content for you. You don't have to open anything, but we usually open up something. So
Oh no, it's okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, Jeremy, do you want to go first, or do you?
sure. Do you want me to open my comic garage box or underwear?
I
choose
vote for
underwear.
underwear. I
I
vote
choose
underwear. That's what everybody wants to see.
Everybody came to see the underwear. Now, I know that y'all haven't caught the shark yet, but prepare yourself for the bear.
Oh my god. What a shot.
He's holding a rocket, and it's got the stars and stripes. How patriotic.
Oh, it's amazing.
This is America, and we love America. Right here.
I'm starting to think I needed something a little harder than Dr. Pepper tonight.
Soak it in, everybody.
Bad.
Soak it in.
Oh man.
That's intense.
The barely theirs. That's what it says.
The barely there.
Oh, yeah. You know they got creative with the description. I won't read the description. If you want to read the description, buy the underwear. How about that?
See, the
All
funny thing is when you hold it up like over to your side where your green screen is, you can see through the underwear, so it definitely gives it the barely there moniker.
What green screen are you talking about? This is my home. I don't
Oh,
know
I'm so
why you
sorry.
have to give me such a hard time about my luxurious living style. It's a bear with a rocket. That's it.
Oh, you know what happens when
mean
you
because
assume
it's so
so.
sheen. I see what you mean. Oh yeah, that's just it's clear.
Oh yeah,
it's
you
clear.
can see.
Clear underwear. That's how I roll.
Just Digger Jim says that's hot. Hold on, there he is.
I wanted to bring a little steam to the channel, so there you go. My underwear.
Mission accomplished.
So what did you get, Chris? See,
How
you had
do
me
you
go
even follow
first.
that up?
Yeah, really. I do want to say hello. This is the first time I've seen this name in the chat, but we have Ignacio DeMeglio.
Hey.
So good evening. So I have, it's not even nearly as stellar as the barely there underwear, but I did get a new slab Monday, and I got the Kalita Virgin cover for Something Is Killing the Children 14.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's a dope cover.
Yeah, I love this cover. Now, do I wish it was a 9.8? Absolutely, but I'll settle for a 9.6 any day.
Yeah, you can always upgrade, anyways.
Absolutely. So that was my one cool thing that I got, and that's it.
So you didn't make it out for any new comic book day stuff?
You know, I wanted to, and I honestly felt lazy today, and I did not do any new comic book day at all. Now I did.
I wasn't shaming you. I was the same deal. I thought about stopping by. I was like, to be honest with you, I thought I was going to be, for whatever reason, just my mind was off of it. I was thinking I was thinking 6 is when we were starting, even though we start every week at 7. But I was like rushed to get here because I was like, oh crap, I'm gonna be late. I'm gonna miss it. So yeah, I didn't stop by the store, unfortunately.
Good evening to Freaky Louie.
Hey.
Yeah. He should, everybody check out his live tonight. He's got a live going on. I think it's at 10.
Sounds fun. I'm there. But yeah, I showing anything with I guess comic book, I want to say royalty. I've watched a couple of your interviews, and I don't want to take any of your thunder, so I guess it would be good to start off with a couple of questions because okay. I feel crazy, no pun intended, even showing anything that I've picked up.
No, you should.
Yeah.
That's part of the love of the hobby. The community is like, we all collect different things, and we all collect what we like, and that's what makes it so beautiful. We collect for different reasons. We collect different titles.
Well, I can tell you if I'm being perfectly honest, because I was unaware of your channel or you on Instagram, and I mean I'd heard the name, I hadn't dug into your page or anything.
Yeah.
And so this week once we got you signed on, I was like, why? I certainly have to check this out. And instantly I was like, oh, okay, this is a little different. This is a little different than what I was
average
thinking.
Girl.
I mean, it's just, you know what I mean? It's like sometimes somebody will have that one book, and it seems like you have all of those books or multiples of those books, or some crazy something that nobody ever thought they would see signed by that one person who is no longer alive, or something. Like there's just, I don't know, it was crazy. It was like, as you go through, which, and to give you credit on it, because both Chris and I are big video game guys as well. So I mean, it's something.
Yeah, I know. I love that.
That was unexpected too. I was like, oh shoot, this is kind of like dual wielding here between the comics and the games. So
the balance is so hard to find, doing 2 hobbies, because it's like you can only have so much stuff and you can only spend so much. So it's like I almost bounce back and forth now between hobbies. Where sometimes I'm buying a bunch of comic books and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna play a bunch of games.
See, I don't that and that actually, and Chris, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. That's kind of something that I was curious about, because it almost seems like you get to a point where what else do you buy? Is there anything that you don't have that you're?
Yes. Hey.
You know what I mean? Like everybody's like, oh, well, maybe one day I'll have that one thing, but you've already got it, so.
Or I've owned it and sold it. But you know what? I'm always looking for upgrades, and there are some books that are so hard, and even some games that are so hard to find that maybe I owned 1 year ago, and I'm like, I really should have held on to that. Like Marvel 9, impossible. It's so rare, and it's one of the books I let go of that I wish I had held on to.
Well, that's actually a perfect segue into one of the first questions from our audience. Berg Family 54 Comics says, of the big comics that you have, how do you decide what to keep versus what to sell?
So my personal collection is primarily Golden Age. It's a lot harder to replace it. So in terms of like what to keep and sell, I buy Silver Age and Bronze Age, and now I was like not a modern girl, but times have changed, and I've like started buying like into the 90s now, and a lot of that stuff is for resale, but a lot of my Golden Age I keep, and then on video games, I kind of try to keep like the best example that I have of like the top franchise titles, the Marios, the Zeldas, the Sonics, the Mega Mans. But those are even harder. Like you want to talk about like rare? Holy hell, some of those Nintendo games and Super Nintendo.
Mega Man was the bane of my childhood. Bane.
So good. It was hard.
Yeah. Sorry, Remy.
I didn't mean to keep a video game in good condition because that's something that kids are just going to throw around. And I don't know anybody who gets a game and doesn't open it up to play it. Like, you know, I mean, you can get a book and you know that you want to keep it in good condition. So, yeah, I didn't think about that.
So,
go
ahead.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, well, even finding like high grade complete in box stuff, I think is smart to buy because there's so few sealed copies. And like you said, everyone destroyed their video games. They opened it, they played it, they didn't keep the parts together usually.
Yeah.
You know, I remember when Michael Dewar gave me his Nintendo games because all of them say Michael Dewar on the back. And a bunch of them. Thanks, Mike. How you doing, bud? I got your games over here.
Oh, it's so funny.
So a lot of people may know or may not know, but for those that don't, you do a curated mystery box, correct?
I was doing a lot of mystery boxes. I really slowed down on them. When I was doing them for fun. And for me, like when it starts becoming like not as fun, I'm like, okay, let's like reevaluate. I am going to be doing a new round of them. I'm actually doing them on the Whatnot app.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with Whatnot. I'm not sponsored by them at all, but I did just join, and I am having my first auction tomorrow night. So I will have some up for grabs in there, and then I may do another really small round of maybe like 20 boxes, a drop on my page in the next couple weeks.
Okay. So when you're creating those boxes, what goes into that? I know that there are a lot of people that try and they either succeed or they fall by the wayside. Like, how do you decide what goes into a box, the price point, value of what you get?
So I try really hard to make the box, like the value of the box, what people are paying. And of course it comes into like value subjective. It's funny because I'm looking back on some of the boxes I did and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that was in $100 box, or oh my gosh, I can't believe that was in a $50 box. Like for a while, one of my staples was like the X-Men 198s in my $100 boxes. Well, those are selling for like $120 on their own now for like the 90s X-Men, right?
Yeah.
I try to make a mix of mostly Marvel and DC and kind of mix some Golden Age, maybe a couple of like just silly, funny 10-cent books. So there's a little Golden Age, and try to put at least a couple keys or like semi keys in.
Okay. So what would, and I'm asking because I know there are people that have these questions. What would you say?
Yeah.
What would you say? Because I know that we talked a little bit about this backstage before we came on. What would you say to someone that bought your mystery box and felt as though they got shorted? Or, I mean, I know that's part of the game, part of the gamble, but what would your response be to that? Because I know that that's a question that a lot of people have.
Well, I guess first, I'm sorry that you're not happy with your box. My reputation is so important to me. I've worked really hard. I've been in this industry for 16 years. And I started doing mystery boxes for fun and to give something to the community because so many people want to like buy, and I know not everyone can. And so I'm like, oh, I have all these books here. I'll do some mystery boxes. And So I'm really sorry if anyone was unhappy with them. I truly try my best. And I genuinely don't like when someone has a negative interaction with me, because I love this hobby and I love the people in it. And I'm all about like, be kind. Like, if you have a problem that's like a big problem, reach out to me. Obviously it's a mystery box and not everyone agrees on the same value. So that's really hard too. And I've watched some boxes, and I think that people sometimes get confused on like older books, or they'll look up a book, and because I've seen a couple of box openings, I'm not naive to the fact that there have been a couple people unhappy. But sometimes I watch it back and I'm like, well, that's not a $2 book. That's like a $10 book. You can't compare like a good to like a 9.2 or a 9.4. Your values aren't going to be the same. So to call out you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Burke, I agree with you. By the way, I've been wanting to do one. I'm too afraid to do it. Burke said he's afraid that he's not gonna people be too unhappy with it. It's exactly where I'm at.
You know what? And like, reality is, someone is always going to have something to talk about. You will never fully please everyone. I try my best. I feel like if it's, I don't know. It's such a hot subject for me, and I don't ever want to offend anyone, but like, one, I do my best. I'm a human. If I'm doing a bunch of boxes, I genuinely try to do my best. It's a mystery box. I try to guarantee at least the value, and I'll have a prize going on at the same time. And most of them, I don't even think guarantee values. So I don't know. I try. I'm sorry if you weren't happy. I'm sorry. I'm happy that you like a 10% off future purchase from me. But
So have you ever thought about throwing one of those Action Comic 1s or Detective Comic 27s in there?
I'll have to be expensive boxes.
It wouldn't be that bad. You just have to do 30,000 mystery boxes,
One
put it
book
in one.
each box.
Well, I mean, one of the key things that I picked up on there was I have so many of these things laying around, and I was like, that would be interesting. I mean, I guarantee you would sell out, but
yeah, right. It's
digging through the page. That was what I got. Is it was like first appearance, first ever of something, and I was like, oh, it's just, why wouldn't you have a Captain America #1? It's like I saw that in a book one time.
Well, that is a question that I can't answer. It says, how do we achieve golden age keys? Just buy a bunch and go into debt and sell all except one or two so you can break even?
Ever advise anyone to go into debt to buy collectibles.
Whoa. I'll be back.
Well, it's funny. It's funny because Remy actually just bought just had a few months ago some really nice Golden Age Wonder Woman, and
that's nice.
I'm not sure what came of that, or
I had to move those along, buddy.
Gotcha.
It was a rough month. I don't like to talk about it. Okay, right? I had 4 Golden Age Wonder Woman books, and I'm not a fan of Wonder Woman. Okay, I got into the teens. It was great content. Everybody go back and check out the videos. You can see the smile on my face. But I ended up selling those for profit. I did make some money on it, and thank you,
the cycle, right?
Folks out there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's something that I've definitely I've learned to let go. I think that's a part of it. I know that some folks who do, in fact, talking about mystery boxes, they're very good at getting mystery boxes and then keeping what they want and flipping what they don't want. And I'm not as skilled with that, but I can find a deal. I also do some bulk buys, and so I can, you move things along. You have to, I think, in this type of hobby,
especially in the environment that we're in right now, in the way the market is. I do, my grand prize, honestly, is usually a She-Hulk 1. It's kind of my thing.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know you had a GP that you were, because not everybody does that.
Yeah, so I guess for me, it's like I have a prize on top of like putting like value in the boxes. So again, I'm sorry, I'm human. I never want to make anyone unhappy in a deal with me. Like, customer service and a good reputation is everything to me. So I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, I think it's the nature of the beast, and you said it best earlier. You're never going to make 100% of the people happy 100% of the people of the time. If you did, you would lose money. I mean, you would be
Literally,
bleeding
right.
money.
Could be bending over, right? You can't. I mean, maybe I was gonna say bending over backwards to please everyone, and I stopped at bending over. Maybe both apply.
So let's go back to your roots, the roots of your beginnings, your origin story, if you will. What was the beginning of Nerdy Girl Comics? Because I know that I've heard part of this from an interview you did with, I think, Hydra Collectibles, and
okay, yeah.
and I think people would be interested in knowing how you got started into doing, because I don't think it was what you initially set out to do, correct?
No, I came into comics when I met my boyfriend. He was already kind of starting to get started in comics and had been doing it for a couple of years. And I was like, "You sell comic books?" Say what? Like, it was a little bit like different. I never heard of someone like selling comic books for a living. And a few months later, I went out to San Diego Comic-Con for my first ever comic convention. Like, talk about a great one to go to.
Yeah, really.
And I was like, this is so cool. It's like this little secret society of like fellow collectors, and it's like truly a community. And back like almost 20 years ago, San Diego was really truly still a comic book convention, and there were a lot more dealers. It wasn't so pop culture. Like, it was just a really cool convention. And I was like, well, this is kind of neat. And, I started kind of watching and picking up on tidbits a little bit here and there. And then a few years later, maybe like 11 years later, 12 years later, I was at a convention, and Nerdy Girl Comics was kind of born because someone walked up to me, and I had posted like a couple books on my Instagram page, but it was very much my personal page still. Like, club nights, like random life things. And someone was like, "Oh, you're that nerdy girl from Instagram." And I was like, huh? How do you even know who I am? Like, I posted like a couple books, and I had maybe like 500 followers. And
what were these books, though?
They were big books.
What are you saying?
It wasn't like a Spider-Man 173. It was like a Cap 1.
Kind of laying around. No big deal. I got
humble beginnings.
Yeah, let me dig through this stack here.
Listen,
oh, Cap 1. No big deal.
Were like 1,000 freaking long boxes, like in an apartment, like hoping it doesn't break our apartment floor. And like the apartment complex giving us warnings, like, you can't have all these books in your apartment. We are genuinely concerned. And then, I started doing shows kind of solo and diving into the community more. And a couple years ago, almost a little over 3 years ago, I started purchasing my first games and kind of went heavy into that for a little while, and I never like took a break from the books, but I definitely was buying more games than comics for a little while. And now we have like this happy matrimony of both trying to coexist.
Absolutely.
So what about that Super Mario record-breaking sale? Wow.
That was a madness. Nobody was expecting that. I'm in some groups and I'm in some private chats, and like most people were expecting, like, if that went over 500, it was like, holy hell, that's a crazy sale. Nobody was anticipating that. It is a legit buyer from what I understand. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's definitely interesting, right? CGC just announced they're going to start grading video games. Weta was bought out by another company. I'm excited to see where CGC takes these things.
I think that was a question somebody had in the comments. Yeah, they want to know what your thoughts were on CGC.
It'll be. Go ahead. Should I answer? Well, I think it's a great thing. First, I think competition is healthy. Companies don't ever feel like they need to do better if they're the only one and there's no one pushing them to strive to be better. It sold for 1.56 million DJ Links, including the buyer's premium. I think I'm excited to see what kind of pace they come up with, what kind of scale they use. CGC is like already an established name in the industry, so it'll be interesting to see their take on grading games.
Let's just hope it doesn't push them back to about another 6 or 7 months behind.
Well,
don't slow anything down for the rest of us.
I'm a devil's advocate on that. Because we do it to ourselves, right? Like every time there's like, people are still humans. They only had so much manpower initially. Nobody anticipated like these floodgates opening on 90s books and like 80s books and everyone having like hundreds of copies of books to submit. So everyone's rushing to get books in, and you know, they're humans. They can only open so many boxes in a day on top of like the cards they grade also. So think like how many packages can you as a person open in a day where you're like taking it out, you're picking up the packaging. Like it's such a process, and I think we forget about that sometimes.
That's a very good point. We actually have a couple of different questions, and I'm going to group them together. Yeah. One is from my wife. She's going to kill me if I don't ask. Who's your favorite villainess? And then the other one is, who's your favorite Power Ranger? And there,
Team No Sleeves.
And I'm like, ooh, that's a hard one. My favorite villainess. You know, I love Harley Quinn. I think she is she's crazy and she's badass and she takes no shit from anyone. Yeah. And I'm a Marvel girl, but Harley Quinn, she hits all the boxes.
Okay. Now, here's another age-old question. Do you consider her more of a villainess, or do you consider her an anti-hero?
Well, she started as a villain, though.
True.
She started as a villain. So her origin, maybe she became an anti-hero, but her origin is the villain.
She's just misunderstood.
Right. I feel that on a deep level.
Let's see here. Oh, God. I'm going to highlight this. If there's a Power Ranger that died, that would be my favorite.
Hey, I'm an 80s baby, 90s kid. So Power Rangers were the shit back then.
Oh, he says, which Ranger did you say? I think you said the pink, right?
Yeah.
Good old Amy Jo Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could pick, let's say 5 books out of your collection, you could keep them and you had to get rid of the rest because of one reason or another, what 5 books would you choose?
I do this in my head sometimes, and that is so hard to do. Journey into Mystery 83. I think Thor is so badass. Captain America 1, because he it's a 9-0. The Journey.
Did you hear that? 9-0. 9-0.
Captain America 1. Marvel Comics 1, because Marvel wouldn't be what it is today without it. That's 3. You know, Action 1.
Remy needs a moment.
The last one's so hard. I know, like the cliche is like Detective 27.
Please say that, because if you don't, I might have to end it.
All right. Detective 27.
Okay.
It's like the 4 greatest Golden Age books. That's the only Silver Age tea that I've actually held on to for myself.
That's and I love the fact that I said books that she has, and those are all like
normally we ask like, what are you looking for? What's a grail that's on your list? Nah, we don't need to worry about that. What is it that you're not going to throw away this year? What is it that you don't want to just toss aside?
Yeah, I definitely think I'm going to need a harder drink after this.
Yeah, it's like when I go somewhere and I see one of those books and I'm like, "Oh man, please hold it, sir," and then they let me hold it. I go, "Oh," and then I take a picture. Like I'm holding some rare exotic bird or something. Look at this.
And I'm like, "Oh, what's it? Oh, no big deal."
Yeah. Yeah. I got a couple of those holding my feet up over here. I got some over there with Taco Bell on top of it. No big deal. Son of a gun. Damn it.
And that's after you put the white gloves on.
What?
You gotta wear the white gloves to hold those books.
Oh no. When you have 5, who cares? Toss them around. Or you want to see me juggle 3 of them?
Full fingers. Full fingers. And I do a little dance.
She's crazy. She's juggling all of those. It's okay. I've got 2 signed over there. Yeah.
I'm gonna go sit out by the.
Is ridiculous. First I went to YouTube and I was like, "There's a couple videos here," and then you did have some cool stuff on there. Again, you just had a couple definitely impressive videos though, in what you were showing.
Oh, thank
then
you.
Then when I went to Instagram, I was like, "Oh, okay.
This is where she keeps it.
This is what we're looking at here." Okay.
I'm gonna go sit out by the pool with my AF-15. Enjoy the sun.
Yeah.
Come on now. Oh man.
I do that with Superman one.
Hey Chris, you just
that was fascinating. I would never be I would never do that.
So I really like this question, and I think it's a great question.
So I feel like you really have to grow thick skin because you get questioned for everything. I feel like everything I do is more scrutinized. There's comments on my appearance. There's comments on my lifestyle. I really had to fight. I remember setting up at shows, especially the first times by myself, and people would like refuse to deal with me at first. And I'm like, listen, I'm who you get. You either deal with me or you don't get the book. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
And it is what it is, right? Like,
is that when you started flexing all those? Those grails? Is that when you started flexing the grails? Right. Like you just pull out of a bag. Okay, yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, you don't have to deal with me, just so you know. The girl in the room.
Nice.
Let's see here.
Harder.
There you go. Can she show any of them to us?
Yeah.
That I know that's going to catch you off guard, but.
And then Angel right underneath that great question.
He didn't tell me about the mail call. He didn't tell me to bring some books to flex. You know.
I prefer you don't flex them. How about that? I know they exist in your collection. That's enough.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. I'm just making sure that I haven't missed any questions for you.
And I hope it's okay. I'm wetty on my feet.
Oh no, that's fine.
Okay.
Perfect.
Burke wants more Power Ranger posts apparently.
Oh. Well,
so Burke Family 54, he is the king of Power Rangers. So the Power Ranger questions, that's where they're coming from. He's hashtag Team No Sleeves.
I will post it.
So being, I guess, this person that a lot of people see with all of your keys and all of the major books that you have, has that opened the door for you to meet? No. I don't even. No. I was gonna go with like I know that there are people out there that just love to see collections, love people that I guess have pull or influence or whatever. Has that opened the door for you at all to be viewed by more people?
I don't think so. Honestly, I think that a lot of my exposure has come from doing YouTube videos with fellow collectors and just being involved in the community. I didn't even know that there was this whole Instagram community until I was at the show one day. And, you know, one thing I think people don't realize is how hard it is to grow subscribers and followers. Like, creating content is work. Um, but I don't think it's created any pull from me anywhere. I was kind of already like in the comic book hobby in terms of high-end stuff. People already kind of knew who I was because I've been doing shows for so long. But I do think that getting on Instagram and connecting with other creators has definitely helped me connect with more people that way.
So, being someone that has such a collection, do you ever find yourself? Does your boyfriend still resell? Do you compare collections?
Like, he's kind of like passing. He's like, "Go ahead, you sell." He like kind of like does little buying on the side and in the background, but he's just kind of like, take it, sell, go to shows, have fun with it. Like, I am very much a people person and love, I just love talking to people. It's fun for me. Like, you get to learn about people. You get to like, I don't know, it's just cool for me. So selling is my favorite part.
I know that if my wife ever walked through the door with a D27, I'd be like, I'm done collecting. It's yours. Take it. Take it. I'm done. I'm absolutely done.
That's it.
Yeah, it would be bad. Like, I would be happy and probably fall out from cardiac arrest, but it would be just like, yeah, you just put everything I have to shame. Thank you.
I think my craziest recent story on like a big grail was we bought like an Action Comics collection of 1 to 400 a couple years ago out of Rhode Island. And it's the one that there's a lot. I've posted the picture a few times. I'm sitting in the middle of the floor holding an Action 1 with like the whole run spread out around me in a circle, right? And then there's like all these other books, because there were also like all these other, there were probably like another 800 books and some Silver Age. And I sold the Action 1 to a customer of mine. And I sold it because I knew I could upgrade to another one. And I was in San Diego with my daughter. I had to fly her back to Florida to bring her home, to fly back to the West Coast, to go to Washington, to fly the book back home, because there was no way in hell I was shipping an Action 135 in the mail.
Yeah.
Like, that was like a 24-hour sequence, was like West Coast to East Coast to West Coast, back to East Coast within 48 hours, because it was 24 hours and I had to stay overnight.
Yeah. I don't trust anything through the U.S. Postal Service, so
no. Any high-end stuff, I only use FedEx. I recently had a couple packages go missing through UPS. So
this is a Nerdy Girl package.
right. Mine.
So Jonathan's asking about, it looks like it's some spec books. Is there anything you think is undervalued that people should be buying or investing in?
So I know that Avengers 8 is really high on want list right now. I think that some of the DC keys are undervalued, the Silver Age DC keys, when you look at what they sell for compared to Silver Age. And I know it's kind of always been that way, but that gap between the two is getting so big now that it doesn't make sense anymore. Like, you can still buy like a Justice League 1 and 6.0 for like $3,000. Find any Marvel Silver Age key you can buy in 6.0 for like $3,000, $4,000. It doesn't exist. And I think that they're gonna end up doing really epic shit eventually with DC. USPS has recently decided. Oh, I know. My packages lately have been coming in destroyed. I don't know if they're running over them with their truck, or I don't know what's going on. If they're just having bad days and the packages are their punching bags, but holy hell.
I watched a UPS person throw a box onto my front porch from my camera, and they like threw it like a frisbee, and I'm going, hey. Well, I called their supervisor. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like that their mail truck was less than 10 steps away from my.
So lazy.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. And I don't want to talk trash about UPS. There's anybody in here that works for them, but there are some
if you're
bad.
Good, you're good. If you're not,
Yeah.
you're not.
Yeah. And Jimmy's going to take
a thumbs up.
Jimmy's going to take another drink on that.
Your mail carrier's watching right now, and he's like, "Oh, you're the asshole who told me."
My underwear arrived safe. Thank
you. You better be careful. They may have put pinholes in them.
Yeah, go.
We'll fix him.
Nobody's messing with my rocket holding grizzly.
Here we go. Don't be mad. UPS is hiring.
I know why they're hiring. Gotta weed out the bad ones.
So, going forward, do you see yourself continuing to stay at that happy medium between comics and video games, or do you see yourself kind of moving towards another, whether it's one or the other, or maybe even a whole different collection?
I'm definitely not moving into another collecting category. It's so hard to learn about them. It takes years. I'm still learning about video games. Hell, I'm still learning about comic books. There's always some new little key that pops up that wasn't a key, but now it is, or a new character that wasn't hot, now they are. In video games, there's always some new reseal technique. But to learn a whole new hobby, oh my gosh. I know VHS is starting to take off right now. I see a lot of people posting VHS tapes. He's going to fall off the floor again. He's out again.
I got to go grab my VHSs now.
Yeah,
yes.
Sealed VHS. But, you know, I don't know where it'll take me. I feel like comics are like my golden age soul, and video games are like my modern. It's like your husband, and then like in the beginning when you met your husband or your wife, and you're in like that honeymoon phase, and it's all still exciting and new. And like comic books, like you know them, you're just waiting for whatever is going to be next. It's fun.
So do you have any other like things that I know you do collect some original art, correct?
Yes, art is my jam. It's one of one. And I love in the margins when the artists add their notes, because like you get to see what they're thinking and what changes they want to make when they bring that to life on the pages. So I love original art. You can like feel sometimes the emotion and the history that the artists are putting into it when they're drawing it. You know,
yeah.
I have, no, go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say I totally agree. You're talking to an art teacher, so I absolutely agree with what you say there.
You know, I have an LB Cole commission that I got in a large art deal years ago, and with that piece was the letter that LB Cole had sent back to the person who commissioned the work. And it was him explaining like, well, I know you wanted this, but this is what I thought would look better. And he really walked him through his whole thought process. And I just think that that's so special.
We have a guy in our group that would absolutely flip over that. Mark Spector, Mark Spector Comics. He's always looking for LB Cole stuff. So I'm
that's like
kind of
one of the last things. You want to talk about like things that I'll never sell? That is truly irreplaceable.
Yeah. I'm disappointed he's not here to hear that, but I'm sure he'd be geeking out a little bit if he heard you had something like that. So, are there? I know. We were just talking about artists. Are there certain artists that you tend to collect more than other artists, or is it just completely story?
So I like covers more than panel pages. Because it's the cover.
Right.
I get really excited to find Eric Larson because he doesn't have a lot of art that exists. Because from what I understand, a lot of it got destroyed. I've met Adam Kubert personally a couple times and was fortunate enough to do like a private deal with him, like in our old hometown. And he's just such a great guy, and he's so 90s. So I collect a lot of like 90s X-Men and Wolverine. If I can find some great Thor pages, I'm always excited to get a Thor Buscema. Like,
do you need another moment, Jeremy?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I enjoy Thor.
Thor is my jam. You know, I get really excited to find Romita Sr. I don't like Romita Jr. as much. I might ruffle some feathers with that statement, but Sr. was definitely the better artist.
I can see why you would say that.
You know what? For me, like one of the biggest things with an artist is the eyes and in the faces. And it's how they do those details. And when I'm picking a cover, if it's not even an artist, it's like super known, but it's a great piece, then I'm drawn to it.
Okay. I tend to side with you a lot on that. I'm more of a cover buyer too. There are certain artists that I enjoy. If I'm out looking for books, you know, more modern artists like Perillo, Delato, Art Germ.
Yeah.
I love their work. Yeah. And I mean, you've got a whole new breed of artists coming up. I mean, there's so many that you could just put under that same canopy, and I think they're taking the comic book itself to a whole new level with the way they sell them, the way they market them. And I love that because now you have people actually buying for the art rather than the story.
Yes,
yeah.
You're literally buying it for the art. Yes. Like that makes my soul so happy. Like, you know, I love the cover. Yeah.
And just so you know, in the comments, you've got some Romita Sr. fans as well. So you've got some backing there.
Incredible. Yeah, Senior's so much better. Yeah.
Let's see here. Somebody actually commented on the Eric Larson. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a really cool Eric Larson Ghost Rider cover in my office.
Do you want to show and tell?
Oh, I can, yeah. Hang on. I can move my iPad with me.
Oh, wow. We get the tour here. I thought you were just...
Can you see it? Is it on?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
That's awesome.
There we go. There it is. Yeah, so Ghost Rider 18. And then that one, can you see this one here? That's a Romita Senior daily.
Let me put you bigger screen so people can see it better.
Okay.
Experience StreamYard.
Yeah. So the bottom one is like the part of Spider-Man's origin story and the daily strips that Romita Sr. used to do. And then the top one is Larson. Hubert. There's some games. All right, so maybe this is better. This is like my little setup for tomorrow. You guys get like a real first look.
Yes, behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You saw it here first.
Really, I've never done this before. I'm always like on my computers. They're all my games. Well, some of my games. It's not all of them.
StarCraft. I see StarCraft. There's a StarCraft game there. All right.
Yeah, there is. It's the PC, the Blizzard PC version.
All right.
I just got that poster.
Battle.net. We're doing this.
Too. I have a couple toys. Let me see if I do
Phoenix up there? Yes.
Yeah, Phoenix. I have some nerd in me.
I would say you've got a lot of nerd in you, but that's a good thing.
So there's like some little first looks in my office. I've never gotten to bring anyone on a tour before.
Oh, we definitely appreciate it.
Oh. I'll show you one of my mail calls I just got. Just one. Just one, because it's in here. I just brought it in here. It's nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy.
Let me biggie size you again. There you go.
There's one of my mail calls I just got. The case is
nice.
Balls. I think he was getting ready to like fall off his chair in anticipation that it was like Detective 27.
Yeah.
I saw his hands go up. He's like, wait, I don't know what's coming.
That was an accident to click that, but I figured, hey, let's just roll with it.
That's great. So there's like a little look into my nerd cave.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. For sure, that's cool.
Jeremy, do you have? I know we're reaching our hour time point. Do you have any other questions you would like to ask?
No, I've just been keeping up with the chat, trying to make sure anything that came across. I was trying to add it in there in case we missed it. I don't think I saw anything. Of course, there was a lot of Power Rangers talk.
It's so funny.
A lot of Power Ranger stuff came up, and then the Whatnot app came up. I know you said you just set that up, so
yeah.
I'm sure you don't have an opinion on it yet. But is the first auction that you're having tomorrow?
Yep,
that's the first one.
My first auction that I've ever done on Whatnot. I'm NerdyGirlComics on there too.
What time is the auction going on?
7 Eastern time.
Real time.
Real time.
We call that real time around here.
Bring your drink. Yeah, I'm excited to try to maybe shake it up a little bit.
Oh, let's see here. A good comment here. Make sure to check out Sci-Fi's Nerdy Girl article about female collectors in the game.
Thanks, Silas. I appreciate that. That was a great article. The guy who wrote it's really great guy. I had a chance to get to know him through the article, and yeah, I was really honored. He really did write a great article.
Yeah, he said earlier that he read that article. It was absolutely fantastic.
I have wine clubs, so I just kind of picked different things. So this one is Funk Zone. Sometimes I pick based on the bottle. It's a white blend.
Well, nobody asked what I'm there. Nobody ever cares about what Remy Q's drinking. Thanks a lot, guys. It's out of the bottle. You don't even care what it is. Is it a black label? Is it a red label? Who cares?
It doesn't matter.
I tell you.
That's funny.
What
would you consider to be... Well, we talked about that. Never mind. Well, what's the one thing you would not get rid of if you had to choose something in your collection? What would your top 5 be? I like bringing it back sometimes. I'm not ready either.
I would say number 1 would be my Ghost Rider number 1.
Yep. That looks popping.
Oh yeah, and I bought it at a great price. It's raw, but I have plans to get it graded because I think it's going to get about an 8.5, between an 8.5 and 9.0. So, that's hard. That is a really hard question. Thanks for turning my own gun on me.
I do what I can.
I would say the first Kevin Eastman signed Ninja Turtles book that I got.
That's great.
I'm sure the rest would probably be somewhere in my Batman collection, but it's just hard to pinpoint any of those. Which ones I would keep versus go, okay.
The struggle's real.
It is.
I have just one that I would like to note because I'm a big Thor fan. So, I could go through and try to selectively choose what Silver Age Thor I would like to pick. But the one thing that I will never get rid of is my Thanos Legacy #1 in a 9.6, signed by Josh Brolin. It's got Cable and Thanos on the cover, and he played both characters. Everybody out there, suck it. Who has that?
I bet she does.
Both movie characters on the same cover? Nobody's got that.
Remy, I bet she does.
Okay, fine.
Sorry to put the fire out there, bud.
Damn it.
Oh, man.
Not only did I get him to sign the cover, he signed every page with it.
Seriously?
No,
you know what
you did. Say what you did.
Me.
See,
right.
You know what you should show off? You should.
I said I didn't have.
You should show her your Secret Wars 8 that was triple signed.
Oh, I don't know if I have that one.
If you don't, I do.
Hold on. I don't know. I might have you beat on this one.
Okay, let's see.
There may be one that I have you beat on, and it's. Hold on, let me find it.
She's not there, Remy.
Hang on. Let's see.
All right. Okay, hold on. Let me give me a second to go through.
Give me a second to pull mine.
Okay, hold on. Nope, it's not here. Chris, you put me on the spot and it's not here.
Oh, man. I thought this was going to be a fun measuring contest.
Oh, I put it in. It's in the homemade slab.
All right.
Okay, so this is Secret Wars #8, and it's signed by Stan Lee.
You beat me. I don't have Stan Lee on mine.
Jim Lee, and Bruce Lee. And Bruce Lee wrote "Be Like Water" on the side. See right there. It says Bruce Lee. It's in a homemade slab.
Cool. Mine's not that cool.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to embarrass you like this on our channel, but
hang on a second. I'll be right back. Hang on.
Uh-oh.
I'll be right back.
Only on this channel. Only on this channel. Hold up.
Bruce Lee.
Oh, show it off again. You're Biggie size now, buddy.
This is a whack hack. It's in 2 panes of glass with a custom label up the top that says 10 over here. And then it's been siliconed shut. And this is going to Nick's Kicks and Comics by request. So.
Don't worry, I'm back.
Uh-oh.
Don't worry, I'm back. I would never be so embarrassed ever on any appearance.
Bring it on.
Boom.
Oh, man. Look, I got stuff falling. I have stuff falling.
I'm not done.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
Do you want me to hold it really close to the screen so it
No.
feels like you're touching it?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yep.
All right, one more.
And she says one more, like, that's not enough.
Yeah, but this one's my favorite.
This is the footage right here. Oh.
Ooh.
This is one of the nicest 5.5s structurally.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
That I've seen.
Wow.
It looks amazing.
White pages. Thank you for making me up my game. I appreciate you.
We appreciate you sharing.
Well, I want to pull this one comment up so that you know, because that was kind of an ambush to get you to pull out some of your bigger books. But this comment right here is going to say it all.
Oh.
What
do you mean? Hold on. Hold on.
Don't worry. I answered.
Hold on there.
Challenge
These are all
accepted.
real, okay?
Real photocopies?
No, the so my homemade slab is it's I hate to break it to everybody. Look, it's not real. It's
Oh, you thought I didn't know that was a fake slab?
no, I'm telling the chat. I hate to break your heart, man, but
What
Bruce
is it they
Lee didn't
call?
really design this.
That's
What is it they
not
call
I've
it
ever seen.
in the video game world? Don't they call that a homebrew?
Yeah, homebrew. Reseal.
Oh man, this is okay.
It's just an honor to see those books in a live atmosphere.
So
C-list, because I'm so bad at listening to myself back and creating content. So I promised myself that I'm going to truly make an effort to start getting on YouTube at least once a month, and doing a live stream, sharing some stories, connecting with the community. So it's something I am genuinely committing to myself.
great answer.
Well, it's a heck of a way to jump off with it.
I
Just
do what I can.
Start your video just holding those books you just showed up.
Right.
Just that's all you need to see.
That's my intro.
That's the intro, yeah. Huh? Oh, you don't like these? What about these?
I have
Like
something
it.
for everyone. One day I was sitting and I was thinking of like the Little Mermaid song, and I was like, I should totally make a parody that takes that song and puts it into comic books and video games and collecting. Look at this stuff, isn't it neat?
Yeah.
That one,
Yep.
right?
That's awesome.
Panda says he loves you. I don't know. I guess he's talking to you because he would never say that to either one of us.
He might be saying it to me. It's a
He could. It could be the hat.
Or the underwear.
Or the underwear. I mean, those underwear are pretty.
Okay, Panda. Panda, you can leave my underwear out of this conversation, sir.
Well, I think I understood correctly. You have another live stream that you're going to be doing tonight, correct? At 9:00?
Yes. It was very last minute.
Oh, it's not going to be as good. I don't know who it's with. It's not going to be as good.
I will not laugh so hard my cheeks.
That's what I mean. I'm sorry you're leaving this and going to that Snorf
I know,
Fest.
I'm sorry.
I don't know who it is. I apologize.
I'm going to take a quick intermission. Refill my glass.
There you go.
There you go.
That'll
Okay,
make you
you
get
guys
through.
got like the bright me.
Yeah, it's the show opener. Now you get loose. You know what I mean?
I'll
It'll be great.
downhill from here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Danielle, I do want to say thank you for joining us tonight. This has been an excellent time, and I think we've had some really good questions from the audience, and I have to say I honestly enjoyed this pretty thoroughly. I mean, it was
Thank you.
a good conversation.
Absolutely, and thanks for sharing.
Yeah,
so
always happy to.
Usually what we do at the end of the show is we go just kind of around the clock. If you got anything coming up that you want people to know about, you're welcome to say, and then we'll end the show. So I'll let our guests go first.
Take it away. All right.
Yeah, take it away.
I have my first Whatnot sale tomorrow night. It's a live auction. Everything starts at $1. Auctions are 60 seconds long. Come follow me, NerdyGirlComics. The sign-up process is super simple. I'm dropping a claim sale on my Instagram page at nerdy_girl_comics on Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. I don't know what the next week has for me. I will be at MegaCon, wandering the show floor. And next month, it's actually my birthday weekend, so keep that in mind when you see me. And I think right now that's what I have in the works.
Awesome.
Nice.
So if you want to just go get a good taste of her books again, go to the Whatnot app tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern, and join into her.
You heard her. Starting at $1. Detective Comics 27.
I didn't say what books there would be.
Okay.
I have an answer for everything.
I like that because sometimes I don't, and they ask questions that I. All right, Remy.
I've got a couple unboxings that I need to do. Angel has a very well-deserved rant that she would like to share with the world. Her opinion on Black Widow and X-Men and everything that everybody's been wanting my wife to argue about. She will be doing her rant very soon. Also, I have a couple unboxings to do, and I believe the tail end of next week, I do have a pretty big unveiling. Speaking of some Silver Age and Golden Age, I'm going to have a couple Golden Age DC slabs to come in, and several Silver Age Marvel books that I can add to the Tales collection. So it should be pretty good. Make sure to check it out at Remy Q Studios.
Now, are these the Golden Age ones you showed me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh man, can't wait for that.
Yeah. He's flexing on himself right now.
Yeah.
By then, everyone will have forgotten about what they just saw, and they'll be able to go. Ooh.
It'll be fresh, and it'll be fresh.
Well, this has been an awesome time. If you're not already, please go to Instagram, look up NerdyGirlComics, follow her there. I know she has a YouTube channel. I'm sure she'd be glad to have you there.
Go subscribe. I have like my full origin story on there where I talk for like over an hour. You don't have to listen to the whole thing. I get a little long-winded.
This has been an excellent night. I do have one thing that I want to remind everybody of. The C3 Comics Curing Cancer is coming up July 30th and 31st on my channel. It's a 24-hour live stream. And it is to raise money for the American Cancer Society. We're going to be auctioning off books, original art, hint, hint, cough, cough.
Hey, are you letting people jump in and auction stuff?
Absolutely.
Hey, ping me that day and I'll jump on and I'll auction something.
Fantastic. That is very much appreciated.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'll send that to you as soon as we get off tonight.
Yep.
But that is going to do it for Let's Talk About It this week. I guess, kind of like they say in town hall meetings, if all hearts and minds are clear, we're going to call it. Thank you, Danielle, for being on with us.
Thank you. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. I don't have anything left, but I'll cheers with my can. Make sure to tune back in next Wednesday night, 7 p.m. on Remy Q Studios channel, and we'll have another new guest, and we hope to see you then.